Johnny, I don't know what's going on, but I know that it is Friday, May 28th, and we have made it through 2 weeks of podcasting. Debate Amongst Friends, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am so hyped. I don't even know why. Could be from the lack of sleep. Could be from too much hype juice. But I'm feeling good, Johnny. You got the Knicks shirt on, unlike guys that we talked about yesterday doing their best impersonation of Sergeant Slaughter, and Mike Ditka had a son. Yeah, I said it.
That was a lot.
I said
First of all, folks, we at Debate Amongst Friends want to make sure that you drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Whether it's cranberry juice or hype juice, make sure you don't overindulge this weekend. Stay safe. And that's your daily PSA. But
Hey.
Doc, yes, we do need to talk about
Let's talk about that.
We need to talk about the hammer, air quotes, that took place following those two incidents that we mentioned the other day.
Yeah.
Both gentlemen, because they were both men.
Right.
No names, by the way, which is
fine.
Weird, but whatever.
It's fine. Yeah.
Were barred from any of those particular organizations' events indefinitely. Now, I said yesterday, yeah, they're not going to be allowed to come back for a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would rather them be permanently banned.
For life.
For life. Like the NWO. But it definitely means, of course, that can be lifted off. We don't know what criteria it will take for people to get taken off the indefinite list.
Right.
I mean, it might just be an apology, maybe, or
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like, and we mentioned this yesterday, given the current climate and all this other stuff that's going on, a permanent ban should wean anyone else from wanting to do something as dumb.
I mean, we've seen it before where, like we always use wrestling as reference because I feel like those fans are always nuts. But we've seen it before where, a fan might have just got too close to one of the wrestlers or, might have just got a little too drunk or whatever, a little handsy with some of the ladies.
We've definitely seen the younger
fans
getting very handsy with some of the female wrestlers.
And I know that there was recently a guy, maybe last year, who jumped the fence or jumped the barricade and gave a low blow to Randy Orton. And he said he didn't get banned. He just said he wanted to get recognized so that he can actually try out. It's like, what an extreme case, but some people just think that, they buy a ticket and this is their shot to do whatever they feel is, and being that close to the action where you can touch a fan and unfortunately where you can spit on a fan is just something that the NBA has to take into consideration. And maybe we have to push the fans back a little bit. Maybe we don't have those courtside seats. Maybe stadiums have to be readjusted so we kind of have that kind of baseline a little more free, so to speak.
And of course, I had a chance to listen to some former players and, they were very upset about what happened.
Of course.
And this has been a recurring issue with the NBA for a long time. It's the fact that this is such a hands-on fan experience because the fans are right there. There's no
they are right there
separating.
Yeah.
Like, and I had to take this notion of it. Think about if it was football and someone did that to a football.
Oh my God. But think about the guys who parachute onto the field and
the malice in the palace will pale in comparison if that happened on the football field. You kidding me?
Yeah, I think it's just better that way to just, and I'm not saying to move them back. I'm just saying similar to college basketball, how there's a little level of barrier, like it's
Yes.
not like huge, but like the full baseline, and then there's the seating. I think NCAA had like a step almost,
Yes.
during the bubble year. I'll say the bubble tournament. It was like a
So
step,
they had it for like the Final Fours, but they have the player
little,
benches like
yeah, like, but it gives us space, and I just think that these NBA teams they may have to either raise. I don't know how you would do that, but you raise the court, or you're gonna have to take out some of those rows.
I think you should
I
take out
know,
some of those rows,
I
honestly.
know they make a lot of money, but to protect
Oh,
the
let's not talk
players,
about that. I mean, we talk
oh,
about greed. We're talking about how some of these owners are just opening the floodgates.
oh, they trying to make all that money back in one playoff.
I'm just saying.
But you think about it, for the Knicks, it's perfect because they weren't in the playoffs, right? So it's like you're making money back. You're making money now that you didn't even expect to be making now because the Knicks weren't, competing.
Yeah, but for MSG, they only had a certain percentage of people who actually attended the game were fully vaccinated. And
Right.
now going forward for them, this actually came out yesterday, they're going to keep it to just people who are fully vaccinated only.
Which, as long as people don't think that just because you're fully vaccinated that you don't have to, wear a mask, or you don't have to wash your hands, which is pretty much like, basic.
Yeah,
Like,
we
oh my God,
are
I gotta
not
still
going
sanitize
there.
my hands. I gotta sanitize my hands. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I'm fully vaccinated. Who do you think you are? I am.
You should always wash your hands.
Yeah.
Always.
Right.
In the words of Lacey Evans, you nasties.
You nasties. And I think that's something that I want people out there to know. Like, even if you're vaccinated, I would still take precaution, because there are some really, really nasty people out there, and you don't want any of that nasty. You only want Pop's nasty, and that's Coach Pop.
You should good
I'm sorry.
context to that, because we almost have to make this
sorry.
episode explicit as well too. But
It's all good.
we had 3 games yesterday.
Yes.
Let's blaze through these games.
Let's blaze. So we had
the phrase.
Yeah, I mean, now I feel like I got to start with the Trailblazers.
that was the whole reason I said that.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the segue.
Well, I mean, now I feel like, the joke's on them, because I knew they were going to lose. I figured Jokic would go ahead and dominate them. I feel like I said, I feel like they have their ticket. Like, they have the Trailblazers ticket. They know how to beat them, and they're just beating them.
Yeah, they're just absolutely dominating them.
And
of course, just like you said, it is Nikola Jokic who is leading the way. Austin Rivers came out, contributed well throughout the whole game, dropping 21 points. I mean, after he, absolutely destroyed my Knickerbockers, he's been playing pretty well lately, honestly.
Yeah. And he played well for the Rockets too. I just feel like he needed a chance to, get out of the shadows of really, really good players. It's unfortunate that he couldn't break the rotation with the Knicks, but he's been pretty good for the last couple of years.
I think, the reason why he didn't make the rotation for the Knicks is because he was really just trade fodder. He wasn't really going to be serious. And it stinks, because I really like him.
Yeah, these GMs are something else. I know, that's one of those things that Daryl Morey is known for acquiring assets rather than players. But
yes,
it's really unbelievable. And I think somebody like Rivers can really help your bench or be a serviceable starter.
Absolutely.
But it's like I said the other day, I don't know where he came from, but I think Campazzo is playing really, really good basketball. It's not like, you're not going to expect him to score 30, 40 points, but
he has quality minutes.
Yeah, he can manage the game. Get the ball to Jokic. That's it. Get the ball to Michael Porter Jr. Throw a couple alley-oops to Aaron Gordon.
But let's quickly just talk about the Trailblazers. I think this has been a recurring theme with them, where there isn't anyone else not named CJ McCollum or Damian Lillard really contributing for this squad. And, that third person was supposed to be Nurkic.
So this is what I'll tell you, and this is me and my brother had this conversation yesterday.
Shout out to Sean.
Yeah, I mean, Carmelo did have 17, right? He had 17. Norman Powell had 18. This goes back to what we talked about with the trade for Norman Powell. Like, hey, is this guy going to come in and really give you quality minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Can Carmelo give you quality minutes? And then after that, who else is going to give you the minutes? So I thought Anthony Simmons or Simons, however his name is really pronounced, I thought he was going to be the type of guy that would fill in, but it just hasn't happened yet. So now you have to wonder, do the Trailblazers say, you know what, we've tried this for years, similar to the Wizards with, Beal and Wall. We've tried this for years. It might be time to go our separate ways with one of them. I don't know which one you would decide, but or you try to bring in a third star. Like, this 2-star system is very hard to win with. Granted,
there's no such thing as a 3-star system anymore. It's like 4.
It's usually 2 now. Yeah, at least 2.5.
2. I mean,
like 2.5, like 2.5, a baby.
If you put in Nurkic and Melo, that's a 1 other star there.
I guess Nurkic he's struggling, man.
He's struggling this whole series.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling. Yeah, and I mean, they played together in Denver for a little bit, so I'm sure he knows the moves, but I don't know, man. It is looking bad. I don't want to say it's going to be a sweep. I really, really believe deep down in my heart.
This isn't a sweep because the Blazers won the first.
Oh yeah, game. That's right. The Blazers. That's right. Thank God they won the first game. Thank God. Because I mean, but Portland's a tough team. They're going to continue battling. So
yeah, they're not going to go down, whimpering. Like, they're still going to fight. But I mean, and think about it like this though. Both teams scored 56 points in the second half.
Sure.
So the game was literally decided in the first half.
That's nuts. That's so nuts. That is too nuts. So
that's it.
And like I said, there's only so many threes that Damian Lillard can hit. And
of course, Doc likes to talk about the stats. Second
5
half,
for 16. He went 5 for 16.
The Nuggets was at the line. 23 times versus the Trailblazers 6.
That's because Damian Lillard 5 for 16 from 3. McCollum 3 for 10 from 3. Melo 4 for 8. They weren't driving the lane.
Oh, I'm so glad that you mentioned the threes because second half, McCollum 1 for 3. Lillard, 3 for 11. Melo was hot. 4 for 5. I can't get mad about that. Second half, he was dropping shots finally.
Well, Melo goes streaking. You got to let Melo streak a little bit.
I'm so sorry, guys. But he went 0 for 5 in the first half, which is terrible.
Is it because I said streaking?
I'm just going to leave that one alone.
We're going streaking.
I'm just going to leave that one alone. But the fact that the Nuggets were able to get to the line and it slowed down the game.
No, you're absolutely right. I can't even argue with that. You're absolutely right. Like I said,
baseball, you leave the other pitcher, sitting while the inning continues on. Like, the pitcher's arm, gets cold. They say that my shoulder's icing up.
Right. But let's move on to the next game here. We got the Heat, who also have been struggling. I don't know what else to really even say or do. What are your thoughts?
They don't score enough points.
That's so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous.
Honestly, that's really what their problem is. Like, they are a team where if you're the Heat, if you can limit your opposition offensively, you have a chance to win. The problem is the Bucks are averaging about 110 points a game in this series.
You want to know what was funny about this game outside of Bleacher Report
getting
doing a typo?
Yes, and I don't know if you have that person who wrote that
I don't.
headliner, but dang it.
No, that was hilarious. Yeah, one job. But let me tell you what came up on my screen as I was leaving. I went out for a little bit and I came back. And as I was coming back, I saw Heat fans roasting Giannis at free throw line. Now, I didn't look to see what happened, but when I saw the final score, I was like, who cares what he did at the free throw line? They won.
Like,
you know,
it doesn't matter. Like that's being salty right there.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, are they serious right now?
They are very serious. They're getting their buns kicked, and they're like, well, let's see if we can, hurt Giannis's feelings or something. Like, we want to feel good leaving this place.
Wow, that's so insane. I'm like, they're getting shellacked.
I don't even think shellacked is the right word for this.
And they're talking about a free throw, which again, I never looked to see what happened, but I'm like, he has 17, 17, and 5. And I'm like, and they're dominating. You guys.
Giannis only played 4 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but the Heat, they're going to have a gut check. It's gut check time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ultimately it.
This is it.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about this game anymore now because they didn't ruin it.
No, Doc said that you disappointed him, and now we're moving on. Sorry, Mike.
Excommunicado. So the last game, the Phoenix Suns went to LA where there was apparently Kobe Bryant chants. There were, blocked by.
This is exactly what we would expect from this game. Like, this is not surprising, folks. Okay, if y'all thought the Suns was going to win this game, I'm sorry you made that bet.
Honestly, I think it's more of our hope that they win more than betting that they would win. And I hope people don't bet.
Well, people would bet because, again, the Lakers are heavily favored to win the series.
Sure. But people make bets based on past performance.
Yes.
Not this season. People are making bets on Phoenix being Phoenix of old rather than this new Phoenix team that's number one, or number two, excuse me.
Yeah.
And, I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, Chris Paul is literally hamstringing the Suns right now. Yes. It's happening all over again. And I hope that the Suns have a great relationship with Devin Booker, because if not, he'll be the next one that wants to get a trade to the Brooklyn net of that particular time frame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you'll be stuck with an aging veteran and a big who eventually you'll trade for peanuts and pennies on the dollar.
That sounds like a Phoenix thing to do. I do apologize, folks, but Doc is getting PTSD with the Chris Paul situation.
And it's right. It's the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. Devin Booker is going to want to get out of Phoenix. He's going to go wherever he needs to go. And I mean, it'll be what it is. But Chris Paul, I hate that it's going down like this, but I feel like
it's time for that
eventually. Yeah, it's like it's setting rapidly.
I can't disagree with that. I can't.
And I had high hopes for him in Houston, but once we treated him, he really played well in Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
He had them believing, and he has the Suns believing. It's just his body. I guess I don't want to say it's failed him, but I mean, Father Time is catching up.
Yep. I mean, we did have Frank Kaminsky signing,
which you wanted.
I did.
I know you wanted Frank out there, and you think about it, Frank is one of the top scorers. Like, he's such a beast. Like, let the tank work.
Let the tank rumble.
Yeah, like let him work. But like I said, I get it. They have to work within the system. You know, I know they have a few guards who might be able to fill in, but as I told my brother, they can't fill in like Chris Paul.
No.
They just can't do it. Can't play with it. Can't coach with it. Just can't do it.
Nope.
But
I think this series is over, though.
No, a lot of people do. Chris Paul said Suns in 6.
They have to win 4 straight.
Chris Paul said it, not Doc. Chris Paul said Suns in 6. He said it on his Twitter last night.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's all good. So tonight, we're back here, game 3's. You know, we'll be talking about this on Monday. The New York Knicks headed to Atlanta, the Brooklyn Nets going to Boston, and the Clippers fighting for their lives in Dallas. I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Of course, next week we'll also get back into Dark Side of the Ring.
Did you just Euro stepped into that?
Dark Side of the Ring. I did. Dark Side of the Ring. You know, that's not a travel. That's a Euro. It's all good. 2 steps. But we'll get back into that. You know, we got the collision in North Korea.
North Korea, yes.
Yeah, North Korea, which was a very interesting tale.
It was a wild ride.
Almost like it never happened, but it did.
It happened.
Wild story. So we'll get to that. We'll get hopefully this first round of the playoffs. Some of these games will be over, but we'll get back to it on Monday. If you haven't listened to this week's show, you can find them all on your favorite podcast platforms along with this one, or on our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com. But be sure to tune in on Monday for more news, more analysis, and the reads.